Yes, family, as the halt, it don't happen. No, Peter, we don't change and follow INEC, and the tribunal date, they don't review for this video. Yes, family, just they hit this like button, they share this video, make everybody see this video, and the plot for APC to take over Labour Party, this video don't expose am. Share this video, watch to the end before you comment. Share am and comment your opinion.
You're shooting politics for caring about the good of the society. So it's always everyone. I live in here and I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital now to support people in the hospital.
Yes, this should be the most important objective for anyone that is seeking political office in our country. Is that the case with many people? Anyway, P2B has taken a swipe at INEC's open show of partisanship in the preliminary objections they raised against the petition he submitted at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja. P2B admonished INEC of forgetting its role as an impartial electoral umpire. P2B, speaking through his legal team, said that the global best practices for electoral umpires in national elections is that an electoral umpire must avoid creating the impression that he has no respect for neutrality in an electoral contest between candidates. P2B's legal team also made references of previous judgments of the appeal court where they admonished INEC to remain neutral in electoral proceedings, that it's embarrassing for INEC to adorn the guard of a contestant in an election it conducted. P2B's legal team also reminded the INEC chairman that the 1999 constitution makes it mandatory that any candidate to be declared winner of the presidential election must score 25% in Abuja, contrary to their objection that it is not required. This is where INEC and their legal team failed the neutrality test. They are not the ones that should be arguing this. On the mode of collation and declaration of results that INEC used, the legal team said that a federal high court ruling has already settled the matter after ruling that Beavers is called to the election. This is the trap that INEC cannot escape from. The Beavers record must be brought to court. Let's see how they can prove the allocation of votes that they did. Also, INEC did not compare the results of the election with hard copies and counterpart copies issued to Nigeria police and political party agents. Yes, an unbiased umpire that claimed to have had a hacking or whatever connection problems that prevented the upload of presidential election results immediately after voting would have remedied the situation by comparing hard copies of other political parties and the police copy to know if the results they are collating is actually correct or fake. This was how it was done before the introduction of Beavers. Why didn't INEC do it? Why was it hard? The way INEC officials carried on in the face of huge complaints by political parties really showed that they were out to favor APC, and in some cases the PDP. They never listened to numerous complaints by political party agents at the collation centers who objected to the results being collated or announced, that it was at variance with results from the field. Their complaints all fell on deaf ears. An unbiased umpire wouldn't have done that. They would have listened to every complaint and addressed all concerns before continuing to announce and collate the results.
You are now being disruptive.
The worst example of INEC officials not listening to political party complaints was the INEC chairman himself. When results were being called from the states and some party agents raised objections, he stubbornly refused to address their concerns, as if he couldn't intervene in the states, pretending that the state officials must have cross-checked the results, that theirs at Abuja was just to receive the state results and enter them in forms and collate them. If that is the case, why did INEC chairman intervene in Abia and Enugu governorship elections? Even in Adamawa, why did they intervene in these instances if the states really had the final say? INEC, in one of their objections to P2B's petition, claimed that the Labour Party didn't have polling agents in all the polling units in Nigeria. Where are they driving at by making this kind of argument? Are they trying to say that the reason Labour Party didn't win was because they didn't have polling agents everywhere? This sounds very partisan, like what a political party would say. If the election was free and fair without rigging, the few polling units that party agents are missing shouldn't change much in an election. Their results should be recorded. The only thing is that they wouldn't have copies of the results. Anyway, that didn't prevent Labour Party from scoring majority of the votes, as they will soon prove in court. They have copies of more than 100,000 polling unit results. Even on IREV, as we speak, from results uploaded, it shows that the Labour Party won Benue State, although the APC was declared winner by INEC. In Taraba State, results on IREV show that the Labour Party won. In Plateau State, although INEC declared the Labour Party winner, results show that Labour Party won Plateau by a larger margin. In Lagos, as you are all aware, the credited votes to the Labour Party are far lower than the actual votes. The Labour Party also performed significantly better than what INEC announced in Adamawa Atiku's home state. Labour Party put up a great show in the home state of the other candidates, winning Lagos and putting up a good fight in Adamawa. The Labour Party also scored significantly higher votes in Borno and Gombe states. Although elections didn't hold in some parts of these areas, INEC used the same strategy deployed in the southeast to disenfranchise many so as to reduce the Labour Party votes.
They have failed. Look at it. When you look at the paper now, you will see that it is only Labour Party, all the papers. Look at it. It's only Labour. Look at it.
When you look at how the Labour Party won in many big cities in Nigeria, you will get the picture of who won the election. The Labour Party won in Lagos, Benin, Port Harcourt, Onitsha, Jos, Enugu, Aba, Abuja, plus Nasarawa, etc. Not that huge cities in the north don't have the population, but APC and PDP were busy splitting the votes up north, while Labour Party didn't have much opposition in these cities. When you see the actual results, you will see that it was a landslide win for the Labour Party in many of these cities. Anyway, they will prove all this in court very soon, as unconfirmed rumors say that hearing will start at the Tribunal on the 11th of May 2023. We will keep you updated in case this date is not the real date. Coordinating election logistics is not an easy task, especially for a party that is funded by the masses. A party that has limited funds must prioritize their strongholds before areas that they are not very popular. Also, party agents must be people who the party can trust to dig in times of difficulty. There are many videos online showing APC or PDP members and INEC officials with the help of the police preventing Labour Party agents with tags from entering the collation centers. So the partisan position of INEC in their preliminary objections to P2B's petition is not really surprising. Their conduct before the election has always been partisan and antagonistic of P2B and Labour Party. When the resident electoral officer in Lagos said that some people were migrating from the southeast in order to vote and influence the outcome of the election in Lagos, what did INEC do? He obviously sounded like an opposition party member, but instead of INEC to reprimand him because of not just the use of the word migration, but for sounding like a card-carrying member of the APC. You can't use the word migration on a Nigerian citizen that has the right to live in any part of the country. INEC not only defended him but ensured that he conducted all the elections in Lagos. Imagine being an opposition party member and the election umpire is telling you that people are moving into Lagos to support your party. You will lose all hope, because why should an umpire concern himself with such a thing? Even if it really happened, that's for the opposition party members to worry about, not the umpire. The concern of the umpire should be to conduct a free and fair election and follow the rules.
This election is a sham. The election marked by violence. We reported this case in the past election and nothing was done. I want to tell you, Mr. Majid, the rec, that you have failed the youth. You have failed the masses. You have not done the like.
Another instance when INEC showed their partisanship before the election was when the handler of INEC's Twitter account liked a post against P2B. He definitely forgot to switch accounts before showing his partisanship. It's not a hidden fact that the majority of them are APC members. Even Buhari wanted to make one of his aides an INEC commissioner. But because of the outrage that came from not just opposition party members in the National Assembly, yes, some APC members actually opposed her nomination.
That is how the ballot box is this night, under the watch of police officers.
The police also did not help matters by openly accompanying and giving protection to party thugs who stole ballot boxes and intimidated voters. There are many videos of such events.
Labour Party was head for the Shomolu precise. Our vote have been stopped. Our agents have been sacked from their polling units. No member of the agents is in the polling unit. Our people have been beat. Our people have been slapped. Our people have been kicked away from their polling units. As it stands now, we don't have any single agent in their polling units.
They play neutral when APC or PDP members are openly breaking the law and intimidating voters. But they are quick to react when Labour Party members are not even involved in minor altercations, but just minding their business or expressing their constitutionally backed right of free speech. How can a police officer stand by and watch a fellow citizen intimidate and harm another citizen who came to vote? This is a total collapse of the state. If a citizen feels threatened, his first option is to run to the police. Imagine a situation where the police are part of the people threatening citizens. So the Labour Party was up against not just the APC and the PDP, but the entire state's institution, including INEC, police, and in some cases, the press, because the press are afraid to report certain incidents that go against the ruling party, so as not to be fined millions. Imagine Channels TV receiving a fine of 5 million naira for the live interview of Dati Baba Ahmed. Live interviews are completely out of the control of the producer. The interviewer can only direct the topic of discussion with a guest, but he can't predict what the guest will say, and besides, Dati Ahmed didn't say anything out of the ordinary. However you see it, was it worse than what APC members said in the run-up to 2015 presidential election? These fines on the media are a form of intimidation. They are simply telling you, if you don't want to be fined in the future, don't interview certain people that you can't shout down on or stop them from saying what they want to say. In other words, don't interview opposition party members who will freely express themselves on national television. Now to the suspended Deputy National Chairman of the Labour Party, Lamidi Apapa, who is definitely an agent of APC. This man was not seen in any of the Labour Party campaigns held before the presidential election, but suddenly he is now claiming to be the chairman of Labour Party. While the court has reiterated that Julius Abure remains the chairman of Labour Party, and the Labour Party has gone ahead to suspend Apapa from the party, Apapa has continued in his mission to cause crisis in the Labour Party. In his latest move, he wrote to the appeal court and many other courts to withdraw Peter Obin's petition and other Labour Party litigations. Labour Party has quickly reacted by issuing a statement urging all courts to ignore Apapa's antics. That if Apapa really claims to have a problem with the leadership of the party, does he also have a problem with all the candidates of the Labour Party who are seeking to reclaim their mandate in many courts and tribunals across the country? Apapa's latest move clears all doubt that he is indeed working for the APC, because it is only APC that will benefit from the withdrawal of Peter Obin's petition. Maybe Apapa and his co-travelers should avail themselves with the position of the law on the withdrawal of cases from the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. That's if he is law-abiding. With all the impunity going on, he has been suspended by the Labour Party, yet he's carrying on as if nothing happened. Anyway, the Electoral Act 2022 says an election petition shall not be withdrawn without leave of the tribunal or court. In number 2, it says, where the petitioners are more than one, no application for leave to withdraw the election petition shall be made, except with the consent of all petitioners. As you can see, the law requires the petitioners to personally consent to a withdrawal of the petition before it can be entertained in court and also supported by an affidavit. So how are they going to get the consent of Peter Obi? Let's even assume that they succeed in hijacking the party, which they will never do. They will still need all the candidates to consent before withdrawal of the petition can be made. These people still don't know who Peter Obi is. They are still second-guessing him. Peter Obi's resolve is like a rock. The more they try, the more his resolve tightens. He will never let go until the court reaches a conclusion. A man that has repeatedly said that it is better for him to fail doing the right thing than to win cutting corners or doing the wrong thing. What more circumstantial evidence do Nigerians need to know who won the election? Why are the winners still in campaign mode as if the election hasn't been concluded? Or do they think the court will order a rerun? So they've started campaigning early. Also, no one seems to be talking about Atiku. Is it because they know he didn't win? Thanks for watching.